Video opens with a high-energy, stylized animation. A silhouette of a warrior, muscles tensed, is seen standing on a desolate, rocky landscape. The ground cracks beneath his feet. The camera zooms in on his clenched fist, trembling with contained energy. The sky is dark, with storm clouds swirling. Voiceover. There is a place you know well. It's not a physical location. It's a state of being. It's that wall you keep running into, full sprint, day after day. It's the weight you can't lift. The promotion you can't get. The creative work you can't finish. It's the invisible ceiling that separates who you are from who you were born to be. You've done the work. You've read the books, you've put in the hours, you've followed the plan. But the needle isn't moving. This state has a name. I call it the plateau of potential. It's the most dangerous place a warrior can find themselves. And today, we are not going to learn how to climb over it. We are going to learn how to shatter it. I promise you, by the end of this session, you will understand the one, explosive secret to unlocking a level of power you didn't know you possessed. You will learn how to find your emotional trigger. Phase 2. The problem, visuals shift to a more grounded, first-person perspective. We see hands gripping a barbell that won't budge, fingers hovering over a keyboard, a person staring at their reflection in a sterile office window, looking tired and defeated. You know this feeling intimately, don't you? It's the quiet frustration that simmers beneath the surface. It's the voice in the back of your mind that whispers, "Is this it? Is this all I've got?" You feel like a car, engine screaming in first gear, but the transmission is shot. There's power there, you can feel it, a roaring furnace inside your spirit, but you cannot find the next gear. You can't make it connect to the real world. Think about it. You're in the gym. You've been stuck on the same personal record for 3 months. You eat right, you sleep right, you follow the program to the letter. You approach the bar, your form is perfect, you engage every muscle, and it doesn't move. It's a dead weight, a monument to your current limit. And in that moment, it's not just iron you're failing to lift. It's the weight of your own perceived inadequacy. Or maybe you're an artist, a writer, a creator. You sit down to do the work. You have the vision in your mind, this epic, beautiful thing you want to bring into existence. But all that comes out is a pale, pathetic imitation. The words are clumsy. The lines are dead. The fire in your mind becomes ash on the page. This is the plateau of potential. And here is the hidden cost, the secret poison of this place. The longer you stay here, the more you start to believe the ceiling is the sky. You begin to rationalize. You tell yourself, this is good enough. You say, I should be grateful for what I have. You start to trim your ambitions to fit the size of your current reality. You mistake the walls of your prison for the edges of the universe. And that is a spiritual death. It is the slow, quiet surrender of the warrior spirit. It is the silent tragedy of a life lived at a fraction of its true power. You don't burn out, you just fade away. But what if I told you that the key to breaking through isn't more effort? What if it's a different kind of energy altogether? An energy you've been taught to suppress, to control, to fear. An energy so potent, it can crack the foundations of who you think you are and build a titan in your place. Phase 3. The solution to understand this energy, we must look to one of the greatest legends of transformation ever told. The story of a kind-hearted, almost foolishly optimistic warrior named Son Goku. For his entire life, Goku broke his limits through sheer effort, relentless training, and an indomitable will. He always found a way to get just strong enough. But on the planet Namek, he hit a wall that was absolute. He faced a tyrant, Frieza, a being of such malevolent power that all of Goku's training, all his techniques, all his strength, were utterly meaningless. He was an insect fighting a god. He was on the plateau of potential, and the cost of staying there was the death of everyone he loved and the enslavement of the universe. And then, Frieza made a fatal mistake. He murdered Goku's best friend, Krillin, right before his eyes. Close up on Goku's face. Tears stream down, but his eyes are burning with a new light. His muscles tense, and a golden aura begins to flicker around him. The ground shakes. In that moment, something inside Goku didn't just bend. It snapped. The gentle, kind-hearted warrior was consumed. The grief, the helplessness, the lifetime of defending the innocent, All of it coalesced into a single, supernova of pure, untamed rage. And the legend was born. The golden hair. The emerald eyes. The roaring aura of a god. The Super Saiyan. This is the Super Saiyan philosophy. It is the recognition that our greatest breakthroughs in personal power are not achieved through calm, logical, incremental steps. They are born in the crucible of an emotional cataclysm. They are unlocked by a trigger. Think of your potential not as a mountain to be climbed, but as a dam holding back an ocean of power. You can spend your life trying to chip away at the concrete with a hammer and chisel. That's your daily training. Or, you can find the fault line, the one critical point of pressure, and detonate an emotional charge that shatters the entire structure in an instant, unleashing the full force of the ocean within. This philosophy is built on 3 core principles. Principle 1. The necessity of the breaking point. Growth is not comfortable. True transformation is violent. The person you are right now, with all their self-imposed limits and comforting beliefs, cannot reach the next level. That version of you has to die. The trigger, this moment of emotional overload, is the agent of that death. It forces a crisis where your old self is no longer sufficient to handle the reality you're facing. You either break, or you are reborn. There is no middle ground. You cannot politely ask your limits to leave. You must evict them with overwhelming force. Principle 2. Righteous rage is the cleanest fuel. We are taught that anger is a negative, destructive emotion. And it can be. Petty rage, born of ego and entitlement, is a poison. But we are not talking about that. We are talking about righteous rage. This is the anger you feel when you see a bully tormenting someone weaker. It's the fury that rises when you witness profound injustice. It is the volcanic rejection of a reality that is fundamentally wrong. Goku wasn't angry that he was losing a fight. He was enraged that a good, innocent man was murdered for sport. This kind of rage is not selfish. It is pure, it is focused, and it is arguably the most powerful fuel for action in the human arsenal. It is the voice of your spirit screaming, "No. This will not stand." Principle 3. The purity of intent. The transformation wasn't triggered because Goku thought, if I get angry enough, I'll get a power-up. That would be a calculation of the ego. It was triggered because in that moment of loss, his entire being was focused on a single, selfless, pure intent. I will not let you get away with this. There was no thought of his own survival, no desire for fame or power. It was a primal, protective, justice-driven impulse. When your emotional trigger is aligned with a purpose greater than yourself, protecting your family, defending your values, fighting for a just cause, the power it unlocks is magnified 1,000 times over. Because it is no longer just your power. You become a conduit for something far greater. These 3 principles, the breaking point, righteous rage, and pure intent, are the formula for the trigger. The question is, you don't have to wait for a supervillain to blow up your best friend. You can learn to manufacture your own. Phase 4. The application, visuals become a clear, instructional montage. We see a person writing intensely in a journal, shadowboxing with fierce determination, and then executing a task with laser-like focus. The graphics are clean, with text overlays for each step. This is not a metaphor. This is a training protocol. We are going to teach you how to systematically create an emotional trigger on command, to shatter your plateaus whenever you face them. It requires courage. It requires you to look at the things that scare you and anger you. But the power it grants is worth the price. Follow these 4 steps. Step 1. Identify your inviolable core. Ask yourself this question, and be brutally honest. What is the one thing in your life that, if it were threatened, would make you fight to the absolute death? Is it the safety and happiness of your children? Is it the sanctity of your most deeply held moral principle, like honesty or justice? Is it the future you envision for yourself, a dream so precious that to let it die would be to die yourself? This is not a list of things you like or want. This is your inviolable core. It is the thing you would defend with your last breath. It is your Krillin. Take out a piece of paper, or a note on your phone. Write it down right now. Be specific. The right for my daughter to grow up safe and fearless. My unwavering commitment to creating art that speaks the truth. The promise I made to myself to never be weak and helpless again. This is your emotional tinderbox. Step 2. Define your Frieza. Now, you must identify the opposing force. Who, or what, is the living embodiment of the threat to your inviolable core? This is critical. Your Frieza is almost never a literal person. It is a concept. A force. A pattern of behavior. If your core is the safety of your family, your Frieza might be the force of mediocrity, the temptation to be lazy and complacent, which would leave them vulnerable. If your core is your artistic truth, your Frieza is the crushing pressure of conformity, the voice of commercialism telling you to sell out and make something meaningless. If your core is your promise to never be weak again, your Frieza is the seductive whisper of procrastination. It is the comfort of the familiar. It is the voice in your own head that says, "You can do it tomorrow." Give this enemy a name and a face. Visualize it. Is it a shadowy figure? A monster made of your own excuses? Make it real. Make it visceral. This is the entity that exists to destroy what you love most. Step 3. Manufacture the crisis. This is where the warrior's discipline comes in. This is not about fantasizing or daydreaming. This is a controlled, tactical, mental simulation. Before you face your plateau, before the impossible lift, the blank page, the terrifying presentation, you will take 60 seconds. Not 61. 60 seconds. Close your eyes. And in your mind, you will vividly and mercilessly picture your Frieza destroying your inviolable core. Do not hold back. See it. Feel it. Watch procrastination burn your dreams to ash. Experience mediocrity robbing your family of the future they deserve. Hear the voice of conformity laugh as it breaks your spirit. You must allow the emotional response to happen. Feel the grief. Feel the helplessness. And then, feel the rage ignite. Feel that righteous, volcanic fury begin to boil in your gut. That scream of, "No. You will not." This is the trigger. You have pulled the pin. Step 4. Channel the surge. This is the most important step. An untamed emotional surge is useless. It is a flash flood, destructive and chaotic. You must become the hydroelectric dam that channels this raw power into a focused beam of productive energy. The instant you feel that peak emotional surge from your simulation, you open your eyes and you act. You do not hesitate. You do not analyze the feeling. You immediately pour every ounce of that rage, that grief, that protective fury, into the task at hand. The bar on the floor is no longer just a weight. It is Frieza's smug face, and you are going to drive it through the floor. The blank page is no longer empty. It is the silence of injustice, and you are going to shatter it with the thunder of your truth. The boardroom is no longer a group of colleagues. It is a battlefield for the soul of your vision, and you are going to fight for it with the fire of absolute conviction. The action becomes the outlet. The action becomes the roar. You are not thinking anymore. You are being. This is the state of Super Saiyan. The power is flowing through you, not from you. Use this technique tactically. Use it when you face the wall. And watch the wall turn to dust. ## Phase 5. The proof, visuals intercut Goku's iconic transformation with real-world examples. A mother lifting a car, an athlete breaking a world record, a protester standing firm against a line of riot police. Scientific animations of adrenaline flooding the nervous system are shown. You might be thinking, this sounds like a dramatic fantasy. It's not. This principle is woven into the very fabric of our biology and our psychology. In the world of the Saiyans, the proof is undeniable. Goku's transformation wasn't a one-time event. His son, Gohan, a boy who hated fighting, unlocked an even greater power when he witnessed his friends and his father being brutalized by the monster cell. His trigger was the same, a righteous rage born from a protective instinct. Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans, finally achieved the form not through arrogant desire, but in a moment of pure fury when his wife, Bulma, was struck down. The pattern is unbreakable. A profound emotional trigger, rooted in a pure, often selfless, intent, shatters the warrior's limits. But what about our world? Look no further than the documented phenomenon of hysterical strength, also known as the stress-induced adrenergic response. You've heard the stories, and they are real. Mothers lifting cars to free a trapped child. People performing impossible feats of strength and endurance in life or death situations. What is happening here? In a moment of extreme crisis, a trigger, the brain's amygdala signals the adrenal glands to flood the body with adrenaline and noradrenaline. Your heart rate skyrockets. Blood is shunted to your muscles. Your pupils dilate. Your perception of pain evaporates. Your body bypasses its normal, self-imposed safety limits. The body is demonstrating, in a raw, biological way, the Super Saiyan philosophy. It is telling you, the power was always there. You just needed a reason big enough to unlock it. Beyond biology, look at psychology. The entire field of post-traumatic growth is a testament to this principle. It's the discovery that many people who endure horrific trauma, war, loss, disaster, don't just recover. They experience a radical, positive transformation. They report a greater appreciation for life, a deeper sense of personal strength, and a more profound sense of purpose. Their breaking point forced them to rebuild themselves from the ground up, stronger than they were before. They faced their Frieza, they survived, and they were transformed by the experience. The logic is sound. Our limits are not purely physical, they are neurological and psychological. We are governed by a system designed to conserve energy and keep us safe. The emotional trigger is a crisis signal that tells that system. Safety is no longer the priority. Survival is. Unleash everything we have. Now, phase 6. The call to action, the music swells, becoming more heroic and uplifting. The visual returns to the stylized warrior silhouette, but now he is blazing with a golden, powerful aura. He looks directly at the camera, his eyes filled with calm, focused intensity. The power is not in a distant galaxy. It is not a fantasy. It is dormant inside of you, waiting for a reason, waiting for a trigger. You have spent your entire life building the dam, brick by brick, with your fears, your doubts, and the lies you've been told about your own potential. You have been taught to be calm, to be reasonable, to suppress the storm within. Today, that lesson ends. Today, you learn to summon the storm. You learn to become it. So now, I have a question for you. And I want you to answer it in the comments below. This is your first step. This is your declaration of war. What is the injustice, the limitation, or the Frieza in your life that, if you truly confronted it with righteous rage, could trigger your transformation? Share your battle. Let us know who you are fighting for. Your story will inspire another warrior in this community. And that is what we do here. If you are ready to stop accepting your limits and start breaking them, if you are ready to forge your own legacy of power and purpose, then join us. Join the Limit Breaker legacy. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Become part of the fight. Now that you know how to find your trigger and unleash this new power, you must learn to master it. Raw power without control is a forest fire. The next critical step is to learn how to integrate this strength so it doesn't consume you. Your training is not over. Session time. Click here to watch our next video, the Piccolo Principle, merging with your own shadow for ultimate power. It will teach you how to master the darkness and the light within, forging them into a single, unbreakable weapon. Now go. Find your trigger. And shatter your world.